Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome for the 10-minute Urza Saga set review Black Edition. I don't know how this is gonna fit into 10 minutes because black is arguably the best color here. So let's dive into it. What we see: Carrion Beetles, 1 mana, 1/1, which on tap and 3 exile 3 cards from a graveyard. There is some graveyard shenanigans in the set, so as a 1 drop, this might not be the worst. Darkest Hour, all creatures are black, so I would highlight the protection from black creatures and effects. This is kind of combo with those. Dark Ritual, Vintage Legacy, or Format All Star. But in limited, I don't know if someone can draft a Storm deck. Some of the pieces are here. Dark Ritual or the next one, Duress to protect our combo. There's Windfall here, Time Spiral, but just don't know if the deck is even possible. Or Yawgmoth's Will. These cards are probably uncontested for every other limited deck. Planar Void, yeah, sideboard card. Rain of Field, another kind of storm card. Your lands gain. Sacrifice this land, you gain 1 black mana. Second, I think it's a very good removal, especially looking at the low toughness creatures. Enchanted creature gets -1/-1, cycling for 2, so if they don't have a target, then you cycle. Sleeper Agent, so this is a 1 mana 3/3, so where's the catch, you might ask? Well, when it enters the battlefield, your opponent gets control of it. But there's also second catch. Sleeper Agent deals them 2 damage during their turn or during their upkeep. And yeah, so this I think is actually not that bad as a late game feature. It's basically a step wound to face on your opponent. And then if you can create a board stall and put this as a last creature so they can attack, but it can be blocked without it dying, then this can pack in like 6 to 8 points of damage. Wibbolid, it's a 1 mana 0/0, comes with a +1/+1 counter, and it grows a counter every turn. And when attacks or blocks, you have to destroy it. So I think it's kind of like a blocker, like it's almost like an edict effect. Your opponent would block it with diverse creature, or it can hold up the board because they don't want to lose their best creature attacking. Bereavement, whenever a green creature is put into a graveyard from play, its controller chooses and discards a card. It's 2 mana enchantment. Sideboard, Hoser, Despondency, this is the Undying Enchantment. The creature gets -2/-, so which I think plays nicely because if they chump block with it, you get back the aura and just put it on the next creature. Exhume, if player chooses a creature card from his or her graveyard and puts that creature into play. Yeah, I don't know how many bombs you need to have for this to be good in limited. Very, very powerful in constructed and popper. Flash Reaver, 2 mana 4/4. Whenever it successfully deals damage to a creature opponent, it deals equal damage to you. Oof. So I don't know, maybe there's a red black aggressive deck which can clear the way in front of this, and then this can clock their opponent pretty well. It's a risky card, yeah, like old design. No Rest for the Wicked, 2 mana enchantment, sacrifice this, return to your hand all creature cards put into your graveyard from play this turn. This I think is very good. Like you can alpha strike, people are not worried about like losing your creatures because you get them back if you cost some of them. And there are other implications like board wipe, making them one-sided, stuff like that. So Skittering Scourge, 2 mana, 3/2 flyer, ladies and gentlemen. But the catch is when you successfully cast a creature, you sacrifice this. Well, if you have a control deck, I think this is pretty good. Might get there on its own. Like a few of these backed up by removal. I don't know if that's an archetype here. Unworthy Dads, I think this kind of is a culprit to making the format board stally because it's a 2 mana skeleton, a 1/1, and then black regenerate Unworthy Dad. So pretty hard to get through, pretty annoying. Yawgmoth's Edict, 2 mana enchantment. When your opponent casts a white spell, you drain them for 1 sideboard material. Blood Vessel, a Grey Ogre, 3 mana 2/2, and you can sack it for 2 black. A Bog Raiders, another Grey Ogre with Swamp Walk. So yeah, that is unblockable against the best color in the format. Breach, target creature gets +2/+0 and can only be blocked by black creatures or artifact creatures. Yeah, this can help you getting through the last few points of damage. Contamination, so that's like Black Moon. Basically, every land taps for black now, but you have to sacrifice a creature or upkeep. Yeah, I don't think this is limited playable, but if you have like a lot of tokens somehow or sacrificable creatures, you can try tinkering with this and lock your opponent out a little bit. Expunge, I think this is by far the best removal in the set. Destroy target non-artifact, non-black creature. That creature cannot be regenerated this turn. And Cycling 2, which you almost never use unless your opponent is mono black. It's just a solid removal. So speaking of being mono black, Looming Shade, 3 mana 1/1. one black, and then you pump it. That's awesome. Lurking Evil, so also a card which you really need to make work. It's a 3 mana black by black enchantment, and you pay half of your life to make it a 4/4 flyer horror, which could be pretty good if you can gain back the life, because 4/4 flyer is gigantic and very hard to deal with in this format. Mana Leech, 3 mana 1/1. You may choose not to untap it, and you can tap it and a target land. And yeah, just locks down a land. It's kind of like a Stone Rain effect on a creature. Oppression, 3 mana enchantment. Whenever a player successfully casts a spell, that player chooses and discard a card. I think it's good in aggressive deck if you can get ahead on board and just like trying to lock your opponent down from catching back up. Phyrexian Ghoul. So this is Nantu Kohask, which is awesome limited card, 3 mana 2/2, sack instant speed any creature for +2/+2. Speaking about the threat of activation being real, Priest of Greeks, Burning Tree Emissary from 1996. So it's a 3 mana 2/1, and when it enters, you get 3 black mana. Ravenous Scourge, 3 mana 1/1, flyer, but it's a 3/1 flyer on attack. That's pretty good, I think. Sanguine Guard, so it's a 3 mana 2/2 with first strike and 1 other black regenerate. Yeah, this card must be extremely awesome. Spike Fluke, it's a 3 mana 5/1 and you have to sack a creature when it enters. And for black, you can regenerate it. I think this is pretty powerful too. Victimize, we all know from Commander. I think it's weaker here. You can sack a creature, get back 2 creatures to the battlefield. We need to have 2 very good creatures. I don't know. There might be deck which is built that way, like green blackish, and then this could be very good. Yagmothsville, reserve list, vintage, all star, commander, CDH, all star, you name it. 3 mana sorcery on the end of turn, you can cast cards from your graveyard. You need a truckload of mana, but the format is slow enough that you can get there and maybe get back like a lot of cards here. Dark Rituals are, I think, pretty good with that because you can cast those and then, cast Yagmothsville, recast them, and then get more mana. Yeah, maybe you should open a Yagmothsville, you pick Dark Rituals. Default, destroy target land or non-black creature and cannot be regenerated if it was a creature. Solid removal, 4 mana, clear everything except if it's black. Cracking Fiend, 4 mana 2/1, and your opponent discard a card when it enters. Yeah, solid built in 2 for 1. So the other Cray Scourge, it's a 2/2 flying haste for 4. Yeah, that card is very, very good, I think. And then we have Diabolic Servitude. So this is kind of loosey. So when Diabolic Servitude comes into play, choose target creature, card in your graveyard, and put that creature into play. When the chosen creature is put into a graveyard, remove the creature from the game and return this to its owner's hand. When this leaves play, then exile the creature. So this is basically a recurring reanimation effect. Very, very powerful. So yeah, like I played with this card, it's awesome and limited. Eastern Paladin, it's a 4 mana 3/3 heal giant, but for 2 black, destroy target green creature. So it's usually less than mediocre, but against some deck, you just win the game with it. Ill-Gotten Gains, it's a 4 mana sorcery. Remove Ill-Gotten Gains from the game. All players discard their hand, and each player puts up to 3 cards from his or her graveyard into her hand. Yeah, so I think this is also like a Storm piece. Again, I don't know if that deck exists, but if someone tries, I invite them for a hamburger. Order of Yagmat. So yeah, this is a really, really good card. So if Hypnotic Spectre was missing, here it is. 4 mana 2/2. Cannot be blocked except by black and artifact creatures, and when it hits your opponent, it discard a card. Wow. Parasitic Bond, 4 mana, enchant the creature, and during their upkeep, their controller loses a 2 life. Yep, Stab Wound, old school version. Persecute, choose a color, look at target player's hand. That target player discards all cards, choose a color. Wow, yeah, this could be good, but it's 4 mana though, might be late. Pestilence, so this is a pillar of the format, so it's 4 mana enchantment. At the end of each turn, if no creatures are in play, sacrifice Pestilence. And black, it deals 1 damage to each creature or player. So this is not only a board wipe, but also a win con. If you have any high toughness walls or whatever, this just keeps the board clear and you're just gonna win the game, which is insane card. Yeah, I can believe that this card is a common. You first pick it, move into Black Forest. Reclusive Vict, it's a 4 mana 4/4, and if you control any other non-land permanent, you sacrifice it. This is kind of control finisher. Reprocess, sacrifice a number of artifact creatures and land, draw cards for each of this one sacrificed. This is also kind of like a storm piece, or late game, this could be good, like sacrificing access land, irrelevant creatures, and drawing into your good stuff. I wouldn't sleep on this card, I think it's pretty cool. Tainted Eater, whenever a creature comes into play, its controller sacrifices a creature or land. Yeah, this is on creature based stack, protect you from being overrun. On nerve, each of your opponents choose and discards 2 cards. Yeah, on Mind Rot, 4 mana from 1996. There you go. Vampiric Embrace. So this is making your creature Sanger Vampire for 4 mana, give it +2/+2 and flyer, and if it deals damage to a creature and that creature's died, it sucks their blood, and then basically grows +1/+1 counter. Wild Requiem, so you put verse counters on it, and then 1 and a black sacrifice it, and you destroy X creatures. X is the number of verse counters. This card is absolutely unreal. Like if you can get this back on your graveyard, it's just gonna win this game. Like it's two sweep cards, turns on the battlefield, basically destroys their board. Western Paladin, same as Eastern Paladin. Against some deck, it's unplayable. Most decks, it's not very good, and then some decks, you're just gonna win the game. Discord and Dirge. So this also gets verse counters, and then when you sacrifice it, they discard X card, where X is the number of verse counters. So this would be good if it would be 1 mana or two, but like starting at 5 is just like not really a mind twist. Hello Dogs, 5 mana, 3/3, which is 5/3 on attack. Then we have Skirts Familiar, which is 5 mana, 3/2 flying. And you can discard a card to add a black mana to your mana pool. Yeah, I mean, this is Commander All Star and like some constructed formats it played. But in limited, I mean, it's a 3/2 flyer. It's still good in this day and age. So Abyssal Horror, 6 mana, flying, 2/2. And when it comes to play, target opponent discards 2 cards. Oof, this is a 3/4 if you time it correctly. So Absolute Bomb, you love this card. Corrupt deals 1 damage to target creature or player for each swamp you control, and you gain the same amount of life. Yeah, this is very good. If you cast it on 4 swamp, you feel like you are you're ruling the world with this. And then Dark Hatchling, 6 mana flyer, 3/3. But when it enters, destroy target non-black creature. That creature cannot be regenerated. Yeah, absolute massive bomb. If you have one of those blue cards which bounces to creature, this is recurring. Yeah, first pick, A plus, you move into Black Forest. Witch Engine, this is a 4/4, 6 mana 4/4 Swampwalker, and then you can tap it to add black, 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 black to your mana pool, and then target opponent gains control of it. Yeah, I mean, like high risk, high reward, as they say. Probably this is also like a storm combo piece. I don't know if someone makes a storm deck happening. Let me know. I'm obviously gonna put it to YouTube. We're gonna have 100 million views, and we're gonna retire from that. But until then, stay tuned for the next episode.